going to town. We've got a few things that we need to do. So my beautiful wife and me are getting out of the house for a couple of hours. It'll be lovely. See wifey go to the bank.
We don't have...
We are running out of funds, aren't we? It's going down. Seems like a great idea to buy some land. No. Wait.
Bloody hell, keep wearing fucking mask, assholes.
She loves wearing her mask. You may know my wife from such videos as, fuck, that was close, and
No, I don't.
she swears a little bit.
Such a behave.
Such a what, honey?
Behave.
Me? I'm
Ladylike.
You are. She's
I'm a ladylike, but fuckers in the road annoys me.
Yeah, you tell him, honey. One of the things that Cuz does in his Now Loud videos is show you where he goes shopping. So we thought we might do the same thing. I've also got some pictures that I need to pick up. We got some nice prints made from photos. I'll show you those photos actually. Fish. Fish. Always fish. I have this weird thing. I had dengue last year in January, in February. And it was really strange because at the hotel, which was really quite good, at the hospital.
Yeah, it's a hotel.
It was like a hotel room. It was really nice. It was costly too. But they gave us, they fed us, or fed me while I was there. Problem is, one of the days they came in for breakfast with fish. And I quite like fish. It's tasty, it's nice, I love fish. But the problem was just the smell of the fish got to me, and I'm still struggling with it as of now. And you know, the strong smell of fish just gets me every time. This morning they're cooking boad, which is like a dried fish, and I'm like, but anyway.
Yeah, it stinks.
It does stink. It's like a dirty fish fart going all the way through the house. Everyone freaking likes it but me.
Because economy, at the moment you only have one little fish, you can eat up 2 plates of rice.
Well, this is true.
And you fill up.
Yeah, they fill up on rice and a little bit of flavoring from the fish.
But we're opposite. We're only eating meat, no rice, so we end up eating so much meat.
Yeah.
And we didn't fill up.
Well, you know, rice.
For them, it probably cost them 5 peso for 10 peso for every meal.
For the whole meal, yeah.
For us, it costs us 100 every meal.
Yeah, that's not too bad though. 100 pesos is only $3. Because there's no tourism around at the moment. They're giving what we kind of call Filipino portions, and so small portions, but big money at the moment. So we kind of don't think it's worth paying $10 for the food that we're getting when we eat so well at home.
It's just Philippines are expensive.
Yeah, if you go up into Bohol, up into one of the regional areas, the food up there is really cheap, and it's really good too.
Here's $1. Everything is value of $1.
Yeah. Like
$10 for a small meal. God.
I wanted to explain something to you. Over here at the moment on the islands, I'm going to do a bit of COVID-19 update in this video. And one of the things that you need to do is actually go to the barangay captain to get a pass to travel from this island of Panglao across to Bohol to Tagbilaran, for example. The Panglao Island has the strictest COVID rules at the moment, and there's a checkpoint blocking the middle road and checkpoints blocking the east and the west roads, not allowing people through east and west, only down the middle, where you're temperature checked and sometimes the car's checked, and you're definitely checked for a pass. Sometimes they're a little relaxed, sometimes they're not, but it's been 6 months and I've decided that I should probably go and get a pass just to make sure. Just, you know, this could all be over in another week, but odds are it's not. It's going to be another 3 months, and so having the pass is going to be helpful. It just means I don't have to rely.
They only have 1 pass per household.
Yes, that's right. So there's only supposed to be one pass per household, but because we have a homestay, you know, we have had some guests stay with us, and they went to the barangay captain and you know, did the same sort of process. So there's an opportunity for me to maybe get a pass for myself. to then be able to travel around a little bit more freely. We've also had stories, it's interesting, there's also stories of soldiers walking up and down ALONA Beach, booking people, charging them 1,000 pesos plus because they haven't got face masks on. So they're down there swimming in the beach and they haven't got their face masks on, so the soldiers have been fining them 1,000 pesos each. I'm not going to comment on that. I'll give you some examples of this bike thing we've seen. So I've shown you before that the governor has decided that people that are back riding, which is having a motor scooter or motorbike with somebody on the back, need a plastic sheet that looks a bit like an ironing board.
Just a barrier between.
Yeah, some sort of barrier. And we've seen everything from backpack versions of it to homemade versions to people just literally carrying the thing. I'll show you some examples of it, some of my favorites. They're pretty cool. We've seen lots of different ones. It's an interesting thing. In Australia, if we had something like that, I don't know if it'd get passed purely because of aerodynamics. I'm not sure if it would get passed purely because of, the cleaning regime that's needed for something like that. And we think it's kind of interesting because simply because, Emma started, right? Simply because the plastic shield that could be used is the visor on your helmet. We're not sure why that's not something that they legitimize, and legally you have to wear a helmet. So why don't they just make it legal that you have a visor? Don't know. We haven't quite figured that one out yet. It seems interesting that we need a whole new plastic sheet that can act like an aircraft wing when a truck or something goes past. It's kind of strange. Interesting aerodynamics. What do you think, honey? The smile says it all. It's just differences, and the only reason I'm bringing it up is so you can compare to what's happening in your own country as well. I know that there are strict restrictions in Australia at the moment. I know that some of the other countries around the world are quite strict. I know that some places, there goes one now, I know that some places around the world are refusing to wear masks and things like that. So, this is all that's happening.
But Bohol's got the lessest. It might work for something.
But over here we've had 4 deaths.
Yeah, but that's not COVID case. They just die on something diabetic and heart attack and blame it on.
Yeah,
I'm not a.
We're seeing that people have. There's been 4 cases of people dying here. One had asthma, one was a diabetic, one had a heart condition. So it's looking at people who maybe have a weaker disposition, and we're still not even sure if it was COVID related. To be honest,
also just to get more money.
There are cases over here at the moment where people are claiming that they've got COVID to get money from the government. So, and I'm sure that's happening everywhere. It's not just here.
In America.
Yeah. The number of COVID cases, and people keep talking about the second wave and all that sort of thing. Don't know. But wait till you get in town. You tell me if everyone's scared of COVID when we get into town. Let's have a look around, because we went into town just a couple of days ago and it was packed. Traffic was crazy. Welcome to Tagbilaran. It is actually quite a big city. We're just coming down the main road at the moment. In one of the new shopping centres. This is quite new, actually. It was only finished last year. So we'll have a bit of a look around. We're just talking. And we will just wait here for Emma. It's kind of like Filipino IGA, this one. It's very small, very small store, affiliated with any of the big ones like Robinson's.
Money's too tight to mention. I can't get an unemployment extension. Money's too tight to mention.
that smell?
Said, brother, I'd like to help you, but I'm unable to.
35.4.
So I call on my father.
Yeah. So they pretty much don't really police that. We use the same pen that everyone else does, given pizza paper by someone that's not wearing gloves.
But it's too tight to mention. Oh, money, 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 money.
We kind of wonder if all of this stuff's real sometimes. Don't we?
It's real. What's that?
Did you hear that? Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's for you.
In a corner.
There you go.
But it's too tight to mention.
You want a good brand for an aircon? Colin. Colin. Great name for an aircon.
Oh, Lord, down in the car.
The new norm while shopping here. It's unreal, isn't it? It's usually full of people, like hundreds of people eating, and everyone's got two to a table, one to a table.
They're passing all kinds of things.
Actually has the sports world, can you believe it? And there's a little toy world too. Wait,
Careful.
don't you hate it when you go to the escalator and the escalator's not working and you're working on your camera and you nearly trip down the freaking thing? Cakes. Not for me, Todd. I don't eat that sort of stuff, you know that.
French baguette. I help you.
Don't touch it.
What's mine?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Not in these COVID times, you can't touch it. This looks like a real bakery, doesn't it? Pretty good. I don't know what that is. That's wrong.
Hot dog.
That's just wrong. COVID observation number 73. Why is there a plastic screen up when nobody's wearing gloves?
Money too tight to mention.
This is the main street of Tagbilaran. Jollibee, which is Filipino McDonald's, and of course McDonald's. We're now coming into the back of BQ, which is one of the shopping centres here. It's quite big. It's about 5 stories or something, 6 stories. So we need to go upstairs to go and pick up those pictures.
Can I just park down below?
Maybe.
Park at
Galleria or maybe.
park and park here.
Yeah. This is a new shopping centre here too. Yeah, it's good COVID-proof stuff, isn't it, honey? So, honey, what do you think of the tricycle drivers?
Fuckers.
Tricycle drivers are notorious here. They're kind of like taxi drivers in Sydney, where they'll stop turn, not indicate, do U-turns, don't care.
They're on the road.
Just completed the first step of my permanent residency here in Philippines. You go to the NBI, which is what, like the
National Bureau of Investigation.
FBI. And and so that's the first step. There's a few other processes, but I think that's mostly what they need from me, which is interesting because it's not really a check. They just take some details, photo, fingerprints and things like that, and then we'll come back in a month and I'll have that piece of paper. I then need to get some information from Emma. I need her marriage certificate, her passport, bits and pieces, put it all through, and it costs about 35,000 pesos if you get someone to do it for you, which is about 1,000 Australian dollars. But that then gives me the ability, I can work here now after that, can't I? Technically. Yeah, so I can work here and have a business here. It makes it a little bit easier for, to be able to do certain things. Makes sense if I'm going to live here, doesn't it? Really? So that's what we're on to at the moment.
That's why you married me for...
I married her for a Filipino visa. I just wanted Filipino citizenship, and then she's getting dumped.
Yeah.
Yeah, AussieHusbands.com.
Filipino.com.
This is Filipino Bunnings. Check it out. City Hardware. Woo! Everything you need and nothing you can find that you actually need.
This is so silly. Ayos na ang
I think we bought this place. We pretty much bought all our tiles, all our bits and pieces, doors, everything in here. So I don't know what Emma's looking for, but this is the place. What are you after, babe? So you'll find that City Hardware has a lot of good stuff, right? But the problem is they don't have spare parts. So you'll, I don't know, go and get yourself a toilet, and part of the toilet will break and you have to buy a new toilet. They've got a good set of tiles, huh? Except for these tiles. We went overseas about 10 years ago and we met, we had a great time. We did a huge tour around Europe, Emma and I, and we met a whole bunch of nice people. Now, one of the ladies that we did meet happened to be a really rich lady from Davao who owns all of these lights. We went to her warehouse in Davao and she's got cameras in all of these stores looking at people looking at her lights. So she knows exactly what's selling and what's not. Some of them look pretty good though. Check these out. I reckon we should put these upstairs in our new rooftop Unks bar. It's Bunnings without the bunnies. Lots and lots of taps, but no way of fixing the lots and lots of taps. And where we are in ALONA, the water's quite hard, so they just break. And that was shopping at City Hardware. Not too exciting, but hey, they do their best. And the sun's come out too. Local mechanics across the road doing a thriving business. Check it out. He really needs to get to City Hardware, so just cut off all the traffic.